Hello and welcome back to the Comic Lounge. Today is going to be a fairly sort of short haul. Again, even though it's technically 8 comics here that I'm going to be at least zipping through. But for the most part, the ones that are on top are the ones I'm going to be zipping through. But towards the bottom is where there might be some, maybe to you, some really fascinating ones. And there is a really cool one within here. And I can't wait to get to that one just because for the price and for what it is, I could not beat it. So without further ado, I'll see you after this. So again, obviously a lot of the comic books I just picked up here, at least I've got here or picked up from Highway to the Gaming Zone. But still, most of these are actually kind of, let's say, DC Comics. Again, I'm pretty much on a DC Comics bin to begin with. Finding a lot of cool ones here and there for the price alone, really, than compared to Marvel. Still, most of these ones, the reason I got these is obviously it's going to go towards my Deathstroke collection. So I'll just zip through these real quick here. So here we have is Titans number 28, first part in where Deathstroke and his team at least breaking through Arkham to break somebody out. Someone that he has obviously been... I know I'm probably using that word a little too much, but whatever. There's so many words used within your freaking vocabulary. Anyways, because of, obviously, a contract. Because Deathstroke is a hired mercenary. He's a contract killer and whatnot. He's at least hired to do things that normally most people won't be able to do, like the tough jobs or whatever. That's what he at least always built himself to be known as. So that's what he does with this team. They break into Arkham to break someone out. And I've got number 30, so I've already kind of spoiled, obviously, how he breaks a person out. But still, it's pretty cool. I wanted to get the ones before it, so again, number 28. And then, of course, here we have is number 29 with not Bruce Wayne Batman. This is actually the Dick Grayson Batman, so that's actually one of the more cool ones about this one. And I've already got Deathstroke Terminator number 7, which is the first, or at least it's supposed to be considered the first meeting between Deathstroke and Batman, at least pre-Flashpoint and everything. So there we go. Very cool nonetheless. Great cover from Fabrizio, was it? Actually, right there, yeah. Fabrizio Fiorentino. Very awesome cover. I like his artwork for this period where he's drawing Deathstroke. And here, of course, here we have is Rebirth period Justice League, but there's a reason. It's also Rebirth period Deathstroke from Christopher Priest, and this is during the final days, whatever, short-term period that Christopher Priest had on Justice League. So here we have is number 41, which is technically the first cover appearance for this character, which is Red Lion, who would first appear during the Rebirth Deathstroke series around number 1, but it wouldn't be as Red Lion yet. That wouldn't be until like maybe issue 5 or 6 or something like that for Deathstroke. But here is not only Red Lion's ever first bout with the Justice League, and only bout, because after this, Christopher Priest would not be, I guess, any other writer after Christopher Priest and whatever editorial would not use Red Lion outside of Christopher Priest's writing in general. So this is like the only time, really, ever that Red Lion will ever appear on a cover. So he would appear more often continuously through the Deathstroke Rebirth series, but past that, nothing at all. So it's actually kind of unique for this one. Still, it's just normally like a $3 or $2 comic these days. It's nothing real major. Still, it's really cool nonetheless. And again, it's in addition to the Deathstroke collection. And then, of course, here we have this number 42. So it continues the story from there. Wish there was number 43. That's got a really cool Deathstroke cover as it is with, taking out all the Justice League. But whatever. Eventually, I'll find that. Again, number 42. All right, so that's about as modern we're going to get with the comics here in this video here. So now let's get into some more vintage. I wouldn't say, now this is not really vintage, but some really, at least 80s to 90s. But it's going to be mostly 80s. So we have, it might be considered more of a random Captain Atom comic, but it's got a really cool cover. And I've always, ever since seeing it, I always kind of wanted to have it. So we have this number 21. So there we go. Obviously, it kind of sticks out compared to some of the other Captain Atom covers, especially from Pat Broderick. Still, it's a really cool one. And what really kind of jumped out at me when looking up all the characters that appears in this one is that it's got Amanda Waller. So I find it fascinating that this might be considered the first meeting between Captain Atom and Amanda Waller, but I could very well be or at least maybe forgetting another comic, or I'm overlooking another comic, is probably better put. Still, it's a really cool one nonetheless. Probably a very good sort of mid-grade copy. I wouldn't say it's near mint, but it's definitely a pretty good mid-grade copy. And again, just a great cover. And again, Captain Atom with Amanda Waller. You know what? I'll grab it, especially for $3. Can't beat it. I know I've seen a newsstand edition for this one, but you know what? I'll decide I'll get the direct, but at some point I might end up grabbing a newsstand if I'm find it for a fairly really good price. And I think it's just not priced what they have it, and I've never really been quite fond of shops not pricing their comics, and the idea of taking an unpriced comic up to the counter and then them looking it up on their phone on like eBay or whatever and see what other people are pricing it, instead of just pre-pricing it beforehand so somebody can at least know how much it is, so they don't have to go through that task, because you never know. You may not want to overpay on something that may only be worth whatever the fair market is. And I think it's just it's just, to me, not a very good business tactic. But hey, shops do it because of they either they're just lazy and they can't find time to do it. So that's normally is. So that's why I decided I'm gonna go with the direct, because at least it's priced. And here's another cool one. This is actually going to be a newsstand edition for this one, but I've been trying to here and there dip my toes into Booster Gold, since there's going to be speculation already on the character appearing in James Gunn's DCEU universe. But again, here what caught my eyes, again, this was actually $3 for this one, but again, number 17, what caught my eye is this is, I think, Cheshire's second appearance outside of a Teen Titans comic. And I know she had appeared maybe cameo-wise as part of the Crisis on Infinite Earths, the issue number 9. But post-Crisis, yeah, I think this might be the first outside of a Titans comic. So it's really cool nonetheless. First meeting, whatever, between Booster Gold and Cheshire. Not quite sure about Hawk, but this is definitely before Hawk would be acquainted with Dawn Granger, Dove. So I've got that already. I have that mini from Rob Liefeld and Carl Kessel. There you go. Again, it's a newsstand edition. A pretty good mid-grade copy. Not super high grade, but it's a pretty cool mid-grade. So there you go. Booster Gold number 17. Alright, so this is probably the coolest one. This was listed for $5 at the shop, but when you go on eBay, this is not. And so, on hindsight, this may not look like it's going to be a major comic. This is like, 1994, but it's Wonder Woman number 88. However, you're very much like, again, my smile is perking up because of, if you're at least very much well firm, whatever, within what's considered collectors, sort of, or at least what's considered good eye candy to collectors. Let's say any collector that's looking into collecting comic books from the 90s, there's going to be something that you're going to end up spotting if you're that well versed within scarce comics. Again, number 88, Wonder Woman, 1994. It's still a fairly common comic, but you have to also be very known about variants. And if you finally are catching it, right there, DC Universe. It's a DC Universe variant. And so if you're at least are aware of DC Universe comics and know of the history of why these exist, is because these were specific prints that were meant to be put inside these comic book packs that might hold about maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 comics. I might over-exaggerating some of the number, but it's definitely somewhere around that number that these boxes were meant to hold and contain, and they were meant to be sold at Walmart and Toys R Us. And so that's how you were able to get these DC Universe printings for these particular issues. And some of these are very rare because of the numbers of printings that these DC Universe variants got. They are very limited. So, especially there are DC Universe variants for some key DC issues from the 90s, like Man of Steel number 18, first appearance of Doomsday. There is a DC Universe variant for the Breaking of Batman's back. Again, Batman 497. Those are some big keys that are found in DC Universe variants, and those are highly sought out. So, but the thing that just surprised me is that even a DC Universe logo that's slapped on just a random comic like this, because this is not a major key issue. It might have ties to the current Superman event around this time, like Reign of the Superman, because it's like post-Doomsday. But even with that, it's still not a major key issue. There's nothing major. There's no key significance about it, other than the fact that just because the DC Universe logo has been slapped on this comic actually raises the value to this comic. It actually makes it eye-appealing. Therefore, anybody can buy a DC Universe logo comic, and it not with it being a key, and it makes it an immediate sort of key to begin with. It makes it worthy to have. And I've been seeing, again, I paid about $5 for this comic, by the way. I paid $5 for this. But on eBay, this goes up to about $30. This is actually a fairly, it's still reasonable compared to major key issues like, let's say, Superman Man of Steel number 18 or Batman 497. Still, it's still got a pretty good value to it, and if graded at a 9.8, it has gone up to around almost over $100. Close to 200, maybe possibly 300. I've seen that up so far. That might be overpriced. Still, that's how much there are collectors that value DC Universe variants. So this is still a fairly good high-grade copy. Not like a 9.8. This is probably a very good 9, maybe as low as an 8.5. Still, it's a fairly good copy, and for $5, I'm not going to pass on it. So, there you go. DC Universe logo variant for Wonder Woman number 88. Finally, to end off the video, for $5, and in fairly good condition, it's not like a high grade, but hey, it's a very good mid grade. We have Watchmen number 6. This is the origin issue for Rorschach. So, obviously I've always was fascinated with the Rorschach character as it is ever since the Zack Snyder film from like 2008. I've always was fascinated with the Rorschach character and so on. So, hey, finally got a copy of this for $5. $5. I couldn't pass up on it. So, there you have it. Watchmen number 6, Origin of Rorschach. So there you go, folks. There's all the comic books that I showed. If you have any sort of thoughts on all the ones that I've at least showed you, you can all leave them down in the comment section below. But again, if you're still quite hesitant on to click on that subscriber button, please do. It'll do you great, because if you like what I'm showing, if you like my opinions and my enthusiasm for any of the comic books that I show, it's going to do you great, because you're going to keep up on future content. So with that, keep on hunting, keep on collecting, keep on reading. Yes, please keep on reading comic books, everybody. Take care, everyone. I'll see you back on the channel.